Hi, welcome to Beyond the Shahada, the podcast where curiosity meets clarity and stereotypes get left at the door. I'm your host, Bree Shaaban, and today we're diving into a question that's been swirling in my mind since the day I said my Shahada. What does it really mean to be a Muslim, and why does Islam have such a bad reputation? Spoiler alert, it's not what you've been told. This is a fairly short episode. Think of it more as an introduction. So whether you're curious about Islam, a new Muslim, or just here for the ride, buckle up. We're about to unpack the truth with no filters and no fluff. Before we jump in, I just want to give a quick shout out to my fellow Muslims listening. You might notice I don't use a lot of Arabic in these episodes. Here's why. When I first became Muslim, I felt like I needed a PhD in Arabic just to keep up. It was so overwhelming, and honestly, it made me feel like an outsider in my own faith. So I'll be keeping it simple and sticking to English. Think of it as Islam unfiltered, because faith shouldn't feel like a language barrier. Okay, let's get real for a second. What do the words Islam and Muslim even mean? When I first became Muslim, a friend asked me, "How can you be a Muslim? Don't those people come from Islam, the country?" I laughed at first, but then it hit me. This is the level of confusion we're dealing with. And to be honest, I get it. Because for most of us, Islam was either completely glossed over in school or reduced to a punchline in movies. So let's hit reset. Forget everything you've ever heard about Islam and let's start from the beginning. Ready? Let's go. Here's the thing. The words Islam and Muslim might sound intimidating, but they're actually really simple. Islam means submission, and a Muslim is one who submits. That's it. A Muslim is someone who submits to a single creator God. But here's where it gets interesting. Let's talk about God for a second. The most forgiving, the most merciful, and the most just being you can think of. Sound familiar? It should. Because whether you grew up Christian, Jewish, or with no religion at all, these ideas aren't as foreign as you might think. Here's something that might blow your mind. The core message of Islam is the same message that was brought by prophets like Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, and Jesus, peace be upon them all. It's the belief in one creator God. But here's where things get tricky. When I say God, you probably feel comfortable. But if I say Allah, suddenly there's tension. Allah is just the Arabic word for God. Even Arab Christians use it. So why does one word trigger so much fear? Because as a society, we've been conditioned to misunderstand Islam. It's often confused with culture, politics, or extremism. But if we strip away the labels and look at the core beliefs, it's not so unfamiliar after all. Now, here's something that absolutely blew my mind when I first learned about Islam. The Quran, which is the holy book of Islam, has been preserved in its original Arabic form since it was revealed over 1400 years ago. Even translated copies aren't considered the Quran. They are just interpretations to help people understand. And get this, if every Bible, Torah, and Quran disappeared tomorrow, Muslims could recreate the Quran word for word. Why? Because millions of us have memorized it. It's a global unified effort to preserve the original message. How cool is that? So that's a wrap for today. I hope this episode gave you a fresh perspective on Islam and what it really means to be a Muslim. It's not about labels, stereotypes, or where you're from. It's about connecting with something bigger than yourself and seeking the truth. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop me a comment or DM at Beyond the Shahada on Instagram. And if you're new here, welcome to the family. In the next episode, we're diving into what everyday life looks like as a Muslim and how to actually become Muslim. Until then, take care, stay curious, and remember, the journey to truth begins with a single step. Catch you in the next episode of Beyond the Shahada.